Oftentimes people, the things that happen that seem to go against them, they freak out. But that was necessary to happen. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In case you're new here, my name is Kim. This is Core Union. I want to talk today about the middle and how, whether you realize it or not, you are on a bridge on the way to whatever it is that you are manifesting consciously and deliberately. So whatever is in your heart and soul. And I do want you guys to instill a belief that what is at your core, which is the reason why I named the channel Core Union, is the most powerful and most authentic version of you. And that the desires that are within you, from my perspective, you are predestined to have them. Just like the caterpillar is predestined to become the butterfly. The caterpillar doesn't try to force its way out of the cocoon. In other words, this middle process. It is a natural evolution and is a natural unfolding when you just allow for it to happen and you remain in trust. But I wanted to talk about a couple examples of things. I've thought about a few things last night and this morning. So whatever comes out naturally will come out because I am being very organic in filming this video. One of the particular things I want to talk about just illustrates perfectly when you have imagined what it is that you want and you're persisting in that over and over and over again, despite what you see in the 3D, regardless of whether we're talking about a relationship, whether it's a romantic relationship, a friendship, just wanting to improve a relationship, your health, your finances, buying a home, selling a home, buying a new car, having your dream car, dream home, like you name it, we can go on and on and on. Persisting doesn't only mean doing affirmations in vain, but then freaking out all day and constantly noticing the lack of something. It is remaining incredibly focused with unwavering focus in a complete conviction in your end when you do that consistently. Notice I said when you do that consistently. So the lack of the old story, the lack of the old BS that drags you down and makes you fearful and makes you worry and waver. A lot of the times, many people are actually causing the wavering themselves because they're not allowing themselves to go within their little cocoon. And they constantly are, they're supposed to go within in their cocoon, but then they continue to stress and make themselves aware. Remember, the power of awareness is that whatever you consistently and dominantly keep your awareness on is what you are manifesting. Black and white. But I do want to talk about how when you have successfully imagined something over and over again without allowing the things that are happening right there in your face to sway you, you will 100% manifest whatever it is. So you want to stop defeating yourself. And in some cases, when it comes to your specific person, a lot of times when you're in constant doubt, that is your own way, even though you don't realize it, you're self-sabotaging and you're the one running from the connection. So please realize that because our divine mirror is mirroring us back to us. Anything and everything that my mirror soul has ever verbally spoke about was always a mirror. Like anything that was ever said when we've gone through our stuff. When I step back from it, it has always been a precise and perfect mirror to the point where it's ridiculous. I don't even know how to say it. I won't air out our personal stuff on the videos, but that's not what I want to talk about today. I wanted to talk about a couple like clear and concise examples that illustrates how when you are persisting and imagining in your end, things are going to happen here in the middle, and you're going to be inspired to do and say things. And even though it might look like things are really bad, this is actually happening for you. It's actually happening for you. A lot of times when things blow up, it's actually perfect as much as it really sucks and it hurts and it kind of will send you guys in a tailspin. It actually usually is exactly what needs to happen because it's exactly this problem that's showing itself that is exactly the one thing that's left for you to completely just let it go. And then, boom, everything that you have been wanting happens. So, anyway, whatever examples come up will come up during this. Before I do get into this, and I pray and I hope that this video is going to empower you guys. I really pray that it helps. I'm here with you through this entire journey. Before I get into this, please do like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel if you love my content. If you want me to be your coach in helping you manifest anything related to your specific person or money or health, career, finances, all of that wonderful stuff, feel free to email me a short description of what's going on. Just do some bullet points to kim@coreunion.com. Then you just go to my website, coreunion.com, and click on whatever you want, whether it's a single session or a package. And that's it. It's super simple. So these were a couple things that I thought about. Anyway, something that recently happened with my dog, Bella. I started noticing that her hair was balding on her back between her shoulders. And I noticed little black spots. So, of course, the first thing that some people would jump to the conclusion that it's some sort of an infection, some sort of something or other. And a lot of people immediately would not only start researching, but then potentially freak out and call the vet. Oftentimes, you bring the dog into the vet, just like us with doctors, they're guessing. They end up putting the dog on some sort of a chemical, which in a lot of cases can actually make a problem where there wasn't actually a problem to begin with. So I didn't want that to happen because I have witnessed that happening in my past before. So instead, I looked at it, I stepped back from it. Okay. And I just thought a little bit. I did research it a couple times. I saw that it didn't look anything like a lot of the disease stuff that I was seeing. And then I just said, okay, let me just sit with this for a day or two. And this was really amazing and magical of how this happened. I made the decision I was going to be clear about this. So, which meant I was going to start seeing it as being completely healed and incorporated in my inner work from now on. I tap into the power first thing in the morning, and then I do a combination of inner conversations and imaginary kind of scenes, which are not complicated at all, with all of the things that I'm manifesting. So anyway, I looked at her when I was feeding her one day. I looked down, I saw it. I closed my eyes because now I'm consciously making these decisions. And I decided it is 100% healed. So I closed my eyes and I imagined looking down again. And then when I looked at it the first time, I still saw it in my head. I kept repeating that a few times until it was clear. And then I heard myself and I felt myself relieved and happy. I saw her happy wagging her tail. I saw me touching her and she wasn't flinching anymore. And then I heard myself say, like, oh, baby, I'm so happy you're all better. Oh my God, look at you. You look amazing. And then I kept imagining that now that it was totally clear. Her hair was fully grown back in. I incorporated that for a few days. Then one day, it was the weekend. I was relaxing here. I was cleaning and organizing. I noticed that there were 3 brass bowls on my dining table in the back where I used to have plants in. They were just nested there, collecting dust. So I picked them up and I put them slightly closer to where I am sitting now. Still didn't know where I wanted them. Fast forward to the next day, I'm continuing to do the work. In the 3D, I still see the problem with Bella, but I'm doing my inner work. So as far as I'm concerned, it's healed. She's fully healed. There is a double tiered reclaimed wood console that is literally right outside of the room where Bella and Felix sleep. So throughout the day and in the morning, obviously I open the door, I let them out, and throughout the day they go in and out, depending. I suddenly have an inspiration now to take the brass bowls, and I'm looking around and I realize underneath the double tiered reclaimed wood console, there's about this much space from the floor to the top, to the bottom of the bottom shelf. So I'm like, that's perfect. It's almost perfect, the height of the brass bowls. So I thought it would look cute, and it does. It looks cute. So I put them, right at the beginning, so at either side, and then right in the center. So it actually looks really nice. And I sit back and I was like, oh my God, I love that. So then I hear the dogs making their little noise. So I open the door And for a second, Bella seems a little bit off and she seems a little like, and so in that exact moment, I had a revelation. So without it actually even being clear in my mind, I was inspired to go down and feel with my hand underneath that bottom wood shelf. And I felt screws with sharp little edges. And so what had been happening for the past, I don't know how long it's been, maybe it's been a month or so. Apparently, every time I was opening the door, I would just open the door and turn around and walk and know that the dogs were following me. But apparently, Bella was running underneath this wooden console. And every time she was, it was wearing, obviously, it was kind of, her hair was getting rubbed off and she was nicking herself on these little screws. So without me even having to strain or figure it out, without me worrying, without me bringing her to the vet and having this mysterious illness that I'm sure the vet would end up wanting to do blood work that would probably cost $500-$600, maybe $1,000, and then put her on medications and maybe chemical dips that would destroy her skin and coat. Instead of putting my baby and myself through all of that hassle and ordeal, I trusted and I went in and saw her completely healed. And then through divine intelligence, God, infinite intelligence, source, universe, however you want to label it, the I am consciousness, the light, which you guys all are, which we all are. I was inspired while I was just kind of doing my thing naturally without it being specific around this problem. I was naturally inspired to pick up these 3 bowls. And then I was guided. I was literally guided without me even knowing it to put them down. That's a perfect example. I want to tell one more example because I think that this will really help you guys. This was from years ago. This was probably, I want to guess, around 2007-ish or something like that. I had a dream condo that I wanted to move into. I was in love with it. It was, I'm going to say for the sake of the video, I don't really know how much it was. Let's just say it was $3,500 a month. We're just saying it for the sake of the video. So I had started to imagine it before I actually reached out to try to get it. I wanted to imagine myself in it. I wanted to feel myself in it. So I looked at pictures. I imagined myself taking showers. I imagined myself relaxing. I imagined all my furniture in it. I imagined myself cooking because I love cooking. So I imagined everything about it with as good as I could by seeing all the pictures. And I felt this is my home. This is my home. That was my self-concept. This is my home. And I had a very strong, like I do now, a core belief that what is in me is already existing. And that whatever is always happening is always working out. It's always working out some way, somehow. And it always works out in my favor and the highest best of everybody. That's how I feel and believe. So now I've successfully imagined it and I do it for the pleasure of it, not to try to force anything. I go to the leasing office and I meet with them and we go and look at it. And then I make an offer that was less. Let's just say for the sake of this, we just say, let's say that I offered them $2,900 a month, just for the sake of the video. They said no. I said, okay. They end up showing me a corner unit and they tell me that I can have this unit for the $2,900. So I end up taking it, even though it wasn't my dream place. I end up taking it. They say that I can move in. Let's just say that I was supposed to have all of the movers were supposed to bring all of my things to me on the 1st of the month. This leasing company, they say you can move in 2 or 3 days before the 1st. So I decided I would just get the basic essentials: air mattress, coffee maker, blah, 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 blah. I had a giant plasma screen TV that I got for the place. I also wanted to have the entire place painted. So I had a professional painter come in. So I had invested, oh my goodness, the guy, I had invested already now a couple $1,000s in this place because I had it painted. So first I had the painters come in. Then the next day it all dried. And then I was okay moving in to sleep the night before all of the stuff was supposed to get delivered. Okay. So there I am on the air mattress on the floor around 11 o'clock at night. And I'm a super sensitive, I'm a highly sensitive person. I am I am very sensitive to light. I am very sensitive to sound. I need my rest and sleep. 11 p.m. comes and a band that was playing in the club downstairs starts playing the music. And it is literally as if I am downstairs. There was literally no soundproofing at all whatsoever. I was incredibly frustrated. I was sad. I was confused. This is just to show you that you don't have to be all happy all the time, but that my inner work I already had lived in the end of it because I consistently persisted in having the place and living from it. I had already embodied that. And then when they put me in this place, I accepted it. I didn't resist it. So anyway, the next morning, with no sleep, frustrated and tears in my eyes, I walk right over to the leasing office. And I basically tell them that this was unacceptable, that no one could live in this place, and that we are breaking the lease right now. They tried to convince me. I said, absolutely not. And I didn't know. I didn't even think. I didn't start worrying, what am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to go? I had one thing and one thing only on my mind, and that is we are breaking this lease right now. You're giving me my security deposit back. I'm not living here. So again, no thought of, oh my God, what am I supposed to just like, no, F this. This isn't going to happen. So I go there. They try to convince me. I say, absolutely not. And all I can tell you is I don't know what the conversation was after that, but just a little while later, what did happen was they agreed to put me in the original condo that I loved and wanted, the one that was, let's say it was for $3,500. And they said, we'll actually, we'll actually put you in there for the $2,900. So there I was, no sleep, frustrated. All of that frustration was gone. And I found myself laughing and giggling and literally pushing the giant box with the plasma TV across the hall into the condo that I had been envisioning. And then that is where I lived. Okay, so perfect bridges of events here. The bridge of event of the horrible circumstance of the nightclub downstairs with no soundproofing with the band playing. That was a bridge. I didn't freak out, but I wasn't accepting it either. And I had already built up the self core concept of things always work out. No matter what, somehow, some way, things always work out. And I had already lived and embodied from the end of having it. And so no matter what had happened, that was a bridge. Oftentimes the things that happen that seem to go against them, they freak out. But that was necessary to happen. It was absolutely necessary to happen. Okay, so anyway, I hope that this video helped you guys. I love you guys so much. Please do comment down below that you are going to have unwavering focus and complete faith in trusting and knowing that you're desired and exists. I love you so much, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye.
Nothing can come, nothing can come, nothing can come between us.